evening everyone, this is Manali Raj. Welcome to the CSA Relay News Bulletin presented by Chanakya IAS Academy Bihar region. In this segment, we demonstrate about the daily important highlights from the perspective of a civil services examination. Let us have a brief overview of today's headlines. 114 seats migrant quota cleared for Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Italy withdraws from China's Belt and Road project. UGC asks colleges, universities to implement NHRC advisory against child sexual abuse material. Garba of Gujarat makes it to UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. Google ups the stakes in AI race with Gemini. Arbitration agreements can be binding on non-signatory firms under group of companies doctrine. Moving into the details of the news. The Lok Sabha passed the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Amendment Bill 2023 and the Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Amendment Bill 2023. The former seeking to reserve seats for Kashmiri migrants, people displaced from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and scheduled tribes in the yet-to-be-constituted 114-seat Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. The reservation of seats for Kashmiri migrants who were displaced from their own homes in the 1990s will ensure that the voice of the community is heard loud and clear in the Assembly. The reorganization bill increases the total number of seats in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly from 107 to 114, with the reservation of 9 seats for the scheduled tribes for the first time. It also empowers the Lieutenant Governor to nominate 3 members in the Assembly, 2 from the Kashmiri migrant community, including 1 woman, and the 3rd member being a representative of the people from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir who took refuge in India following the wars with the Pakistan in 1947, 1965 and 1971. Italy has withdrawn from China's vast Belt and Road initiative, more than 4 years after becoming the only G7 nation to sign up for this. Italy, a member of the European Union, the G7 grouping of advanced economies and NATO, signed up in 2019 under the government of the Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte. The deal was due to automatically renew in March 2024 unless Italy opted out by the end of this year. The University Grants Commission has asked all higher educational institutions to implement the advisory prepared by NHRC, the National Human Rights Commission, for the protection of the rights of the children against production, distribution and consumption of the child sexual abuse materials. Gujarat's traditional dance form Garba was included in the list of intangible cultural heritage by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. The popular dance form is the 15th cultural item from India to make it to the UNESCO list. Kolkata's Durga Puja was the last one added 2 years ago. Google took it to next leap in the artificial intelligence with the launch of the project Gemini, an AI model trained to behave in human-like ways that's likely to intensify the debate about the technology's potential promise and perils. The rollout will unfold in phases, with less sophisticated versions of Gemini, called Nano and Pro, being immediately incorporated into the Google's AI-powered chatbot, Bard, and its Pixel 8 Pro smartphone. Gemini's arrival is likely to up the ante in an AI competition that has been escalating for the past year, with the San Francisco startup OpenAI and long-term industry rival Microsoft. In a significant verdict, the Supreme Court held that an arbitration agreement can be binding on the non-signatory firms under the group of companies doctrine. According to the doctrine, a firm which is not signatory to an arbitration agreement between the 2 parties can be held bound if such a company is part of the same group of companies which agreed to such a clause of agreement. The group of companies doctrine must be retained in the Indian arbitration jurisprudence, considering its utility in determining the intention of the parties in the context of complex transactions involving multiple parties and multiple agreements, as said by the Supreme Court. That was all for today. Stay tuned to our channel for standardizing your civil services preparations. Thank you.